Welcome to the Capital Exchange. I'm Steve Wilbur, Managing Director at Allen Capital Group.
And I'm Travis Porwood, Chief Investment Officer with Allen Capital Group.
Travis, after more than 3 years of not having to make payments on student loans, this week the Education Department comes out and said beginning in October, borrowers will need to resume writing those checks. Looks like the vacation's over thanks to the recent debt ceiling deal that was made.
They kind of snuck that one in there and attached it to that.
It's gonna hurt.
So, Steve, about 10% of the U.S. adult population had loans in forbearance in the first quarter of 2023, and that equates to between $5 and $10 billion per month that will now have to be directed to student loan payments. That's money not available to spend on goods and services, which we've been talking about lately. For example, clothing and department stores alone, Americans right now are spending $35 billion per month. So that's a number we could see shrink here in the future if they're paying student loans off.
That's a lot. So Travis, inflation is too much money chasing too few goods and services. Redirecting that money from chasing the goods and services back to the student loans could have an impact on future inflation readings.
Sure.
Depending on the consumer actually stopping the spending, and they don't redirect or pivot and start spending on the credit cards, which
there's going to be some of that.
You think?
I think we're seeing it already, but
we want it now.
So we'll see how it plays out here, Steve. I mean, it could take a couple of inflation readings to determine the impact or show that shift in consumer behavior, because at the end of the day, Americans, we like to spend, right? Yeah. But if we do see the redirecting of money to student loans, and it helps ease inflation more than anticipated, it could play into future Fed rate decisions, because all eyes on the Fed right now. It seems to be what we're talking about every week.
That's right.
They claim to be data dependent, so time will tell if that's true or not, or how this pulls through the economic readings.
I don't see how it can't affect it in some way.
Well, if you see credit card debt rising, that's what we're going to be watching.
That's
next.
exactly where it's going.
Yeah.
So Travis, this has been great. I look forward to it next week.
Look forward to it as well.